こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆきです。5月8日水曜日のセッションリキャップ取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めていきましょう。
And he'll post it for everybody, okay? On Skype. On Skype, depending on where you are in the world. Alright. Euro dollar. Alright. Euro dollar is making a break to the downside, as you can see. It's a dangerous trade because we're in an uptrend. Alright. So advanced traders have that opportunity right there. I don't think that other people should take that trade. Alright. If you're a newbie, don't even think about taking that trade, because it's still counter trend in the day chart position. Alright. Do they need to retrace? Yes. Do they need to bring it down? Yes. Structure of the market says they need to do that. We had a head and shoulders here, right here. So this is the neckline. There's a neckline break here. There's another neckline. So that's the trade to the downside. But I wouldn't.
ユーロドルです。ユーロドルは今トレンドブレイクしてきて、上級者の人は売れますよねと。このデイチャートのピンクのトレンドラインっていうのが今のトレンドで、だけどカウンタートレンドになってしまいますよね。逆張りになってしまいますから、上級者以外はやらないようにしましょうと。
Take the trade to the downside as a newbie. I would wait for the bounce. Come down here and take the bounce back up. Now all these targets have been taken out except for the day chart top, so that becomes the opportunity once we get there. All right, down and up. All right. Pound dollar. All right.
それだったら跳ね返りを待ちましょうっていう話ですよね。で、続いてポンドドルですね。
Pound dollar, we know it's got to retrace. We just looked at a Neil screen. Everybody knows it's got to retrace. We have divergence in the market. I mean, it's got to go to the downside. All right. So on the big picture, where is it going to go? All right. Well, let's see if we can't. Let me pop this here and take this off and change this line here. I'm going to put the day chart line on, right? Day chart lines for me are always know exactly where they are, where they are. So I see a pink line, I know it came from the day chart. Alright, so would it not make sense to come all the way down here and then bounce? And then what we have, you can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. See? Or an A, C, and a C.
で、今これピンクの線がデイチャートのトレンドラインで1、2、3、4、5もしくは ABC っていう風になってて続きを見ていきましょう。
So there you go. So we're looking for this to continue down. All right. We are in a downtrend on a 240. We're in an uptrend in the day, but a 240 down. All right. So time of day is against us. We don't want to take this trade at this point. We know they got to square this thing up. All right. We know they got to square it up, and so they'll square it up. Once they square it up, we should.
240分ではダウントレンドです。ポンドドルは240分だとダウントレンド。だけどデイチャートだとアップトレンドなので、とりあえず今売っていきたいよねと。でもこのスクエアアップ、このキャンドルスクエアアップしなくちゃいけなくて、それを待ってからだよねと。
See the move to the downside. Can everybody see the opportunity to the downside? It's this right here. All right. If it goes fast, all right, they could get all the way to here, but it's not going to go fast. They're going to go up in here like this, and they're going to move it over here. So this is the area where we're looking for the bounce. All right. So what we're going to look for now is we're going to look for a square up here, and then a sell-off down to here. And if you get that here, you want to be a buyer in this area right down here. All right, very simple. You want to look for the buy down here. All right. Thanks, Heyman. Yeah.
なので、上の方から反発したら、売っていって、スクエアアップのキャンドルを埋めてきたら売って、下の方で跳ね返ったら買ってということで見ていきたいねと。で、続いてドルカナダいきます。
Bank of England is on Thursday, so there's an announcement. Alright, dollar CAD, there may be one more move to the downside before it's over. Alright, so this is the move to the downside. If it goes fast, it's only going to get to here. If it goes slow, it could get down.
Maybe one more move to the downside. もう一個下への動きがあるかもしれませんと。
Down to this area. Can everybody see there's no way to get through all these TSRs right here? So probably parity is where it's at. They'll probably run it to parity, and then we'll see the bounce back to the upside. Alright, so that's it.
で、サポートがたくさんあるんで、ここまで1回も届いてないですから、行って跳ね返って上がってくるんじゃないかなと。
As a newbie, later on, bacon. As a newbie, that's all you do. Ron took 122 pip on the pound yen this morning. All right, he took a square up trade, 122 pips. You got reward, has more risk. Yes, it has more risk, but if you're willing to take the risk, and you're not as a newbie, but as you become, much more proficient, as you become a good target trader, you can start taking those because you understand them. They're logical and you know how to manage those trades. The big key is knowing how to manage them, commit to the trade, and accept the risk from the start. All right, there is a possibility here that they could not break at all, and if it doesn't break, we might get a move up here and a move back down and then a bounce. What would this be then? A head and shoulders. See? So, be careful then. But we could get one more move of 30 to 60 pips down here. He's talking to you guys. If you go on your Skype and add Mango 1457, you have access to the screen. That's what he's saying. Okay, thanks, Richard, though. I appreciate you doing that. Richard Pip, C. Alright. So, Swissy. Swissy, we're waiting for it to kind of break to the upside. It's going to depend on whether they buy or sell up.
どのくらい行きましょう。上に上がってくるのを待っていますと。
Sell dollars, right? Right now they've been buying dollars, so we see the move to the upside. But they could just as easily start selling dollars. All right, thanks, Anil. All right, so we're looking for the opportunity to the upside. All right, this target's already been taken out. This target's already been taken out. So the overall target is really this one right here. All right, but that exceeds all the ATRs that it would do. So
まあ一つ目のトレード、次が R4、その次がこのターゲットっていうふうに見ていますと。
there's probably only these two today that might be able to do. So if we get it, we're going to trade it to here, and then we're going to double our position above here up to the R4. All right. So there you go.
まあ ATR 的に見て今日1つ目2つ目っていう風にしかいかないかもしれませんよねと。でこの白い HSI 超えていったら買い増しをしたいですねっていうことですね。
Dollar yen. Dollar yen, we're waiting for the breakout to the upside. It's a very dangerous trade unless they prove it. They have got to break, hook, and go up here for us to take it because anything else still needs to be squared up down here, as you can see. So they could just as easily take it to
ドル円ですけども、ドル円はブレイクフック&ゴーで上に買っていきたいんですけども、ちょっとデンジャラス、危ないトレードですよね。なぜならスクエアピキャンドルがあるからです。なのでこれ埋めてきてから買っていきたいよねと。で、まあ僕たちの月曜日のウェブセミナーでも、まあ僕のロンドンセッションでやってたんですけど、結構、どの通貨だったか結構 2,3 通貨スクエアアップキャンドルあったんですよね。で、昨日ですか。昨日になってほとんど全部というか全部、埋めてきてます。なのでやっぱり待った方がいいですよね、こういうのは。待ってから買って。で、上がってきちゃったらしょうがなくて、次下がってくるときにこのスクエアアップキャンドルまで売ればいいですから、一つの指標になりますよね。っていう感じで見てみてください。
We are in an uptrend currently. That's an iffy uptrend. Believe me, it's an iffy uptrend. But the problem is that the downtrend is too shallow. All right. So I think we'll just wait. I think you should just don't even trade the dollar Swissy unless you get that trade right there. Right there. That's what you do. Unless it squares up and bounces. Comes down here and squares this one up and bounces, then you can take that up to there and then the second trade up to there. All right.
そうですね。なので、ドル円はやっぱり下がってきて、跳ね返ってきたら買っていきます。ここ1つ目。で、2つ目っていう風に買っていきたいよねっていう感じですよね。
Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, we finished off our trade from yesterday. It's a nice little trade. Wasn't a very big trade, but we made on average of 40 pips on that trade right there. Take this off.
OG ドル昨日トレードしたよねと。で、まあそんな大きなトレードじゃなかったんですけど、まあ40ピップは取れてますよねと。あれ、ちょっと待ってくださいね。しまった。画面が、ちょっと待ってくださいね。
Alright, so now we're in the bottom of the trend. Is there any trade to make on the bottom of a trend? No, because they're going to need to come back up. They need to square this candle, so we'll wait for them to come back up, and maybe we'll get the very same trade again, this time down.
まあ OG ドルも同じですよね。スクエアアップキャンドルがあるので、一回下がってきて跳ね返って埋めて、もう一回売っていきたいよねっていう感じですよね。
On either here or down to here. Alright, that should be as easy as you can see a trade. Alright, right there. Alright, Euro pound, we'll take it up here. Okay, so the trade is really this big wide open space here.
ユーロポンドです。ユーロ円ですね。ユーロ円はここの ターゲットを狙っていますよねと。というか、まあ、次のターゲットはそこですよねっていう感じですね。
But just like in the dollar yen, we need to square this thing up. So we should get a move all the way down.
まあでもドル円とかと一緒でスクエアアップしていかなくちゃおかしくて、スクエアアップしてきてから買いたいですよねと。
Here, that would take you to the bottom of the trend wall, and maybe we'll get a bounce here. So don't think about taking a trade to get this square up out of the way, and then we can maybe get that trade right there. Pound yen, we've already taken a move to the downside, and it makes sense because it's got a pound in it. Did it follow the pound dollar? Yes. Okay. Can we see the structure of the market? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can everybody see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Structure of the market says we need to do an A, B, C down to here, and then a bounce up to there.
ポンド円です。ポンド円はまずスクエアアップキャンドルがあってスクエアアップしてきてます。で、ストラクチャーとしては1、2、3、4、5。1、2、3、4、5で A、B、C ですよね。なのでもう一回下がってきてから上がりますよねっていう感じでに見えますと。
Alright. So if it bounces here, should you take the trade to the upside if it bounces here? Anybody? If it bounces on a bounce, no, we shouldn't take it because the structure says we're going to do a little bounce and then we're going to finish it off down at the bottom. See? So we shouldn't take the bounce here. We should wait for them to come up and then take the, and those of you who are advanced traders would take the sell here after the A and the B, the retracement, square that up. Advanced traders would trade it to there, and then they would take close in reverse for the buy. All right, everybody see that? All right. Oh yeah, the trend bounce you should take. All right. So we'll wait for that to occur. Notice they got to square this up right in here. All right, so they could move all the way down. They get a little pull up and push to here. They may bounce it on this one right here. So that may be the bounce. All right, could be here on the trend wall and this square up over here. So that's what we're looking for right there. Is it here? No. A little bounce up here, consider a retracement to square this up to go lower. Go up to find enough sellers to go down. That's an ABC retracement. All right, New Zealand coming to the next side. All right, we are in a downtrend here. All right, now the question is, this is the day chart bottom. All right, it's a day chart trend. If they bounce it here, then we would be going up.
まあ、またポンド円やってるんですけども、まあ、ターゲットここだよねみたいな話をしてて、今ちょっとまた声途切れたんで、なんか昨日サポートからメール来て、なんかインストールしろよみたいなこと言われて、ちょっと今違った感じでやってるんですけど、まあさあどうでしょうという感じで、まあ続けていきましょう。
Here, and it may happen here. Now right here, I don't know. I'm not going to take this one right here. On the Aussie, no, the Aussie don't take the trade until we get the pullback. We don't take the trade until we get the pullback. Why? The structure of the market says we got to square that up. This is an unsustainable trend. That's not sustainable, so they got to bring it into square. Retracement, Herman. They don't get it. Now, Winner's Edge, we've been sending it to them because we have a special deal with Casey. So if you're Herman, if you're with Winner's Edge, then you've got it. Well, did you come into Winner's Edge? If you came into Winner's Edge, well, I send it every day. I send it. Alright, so send me your email and I'll add you to that list, Herman. Let me send it. Scott, just send an email to info@proacttraders.com. Right? So send me an email. Oh, yeah, the Steve DeWitt's not the same thing, Dan. Right? It's just a special program we worked up for those guys. Right? So up and down. All right. So back over here to the New Zealand. We'll finish this off. The New Zealand, we're waiting to see if we get the bounce or we get a deeper retracement. If we get the deeper retracement, time. But once it gets done underway, there's your opportunity. You're just going to get it themselves whenever they want it. All right. So live subscribers, that's what this is for live room subscribers. Those who are on demo don't get it. Now, Winner's Edge, we've been sending it to them because we have a special deal with Casey. So if you're Herman, if you're with Winner's Edge, then you've got it. Well, did you come into Winner's Edge? If you came into Winner's Edge, well, so back over here to the New Zealand. We'll finish this off. In New Zealand, we're waiting to see if we get the bounce or we get a deeper retracement. If we get the deeper retracement, which would be breaking the day chart trend line, it'll hit this line and stop. It'll then pull it back up and pull back down, and a break of this line, there's the trade right there for trade 1. There's trade 2 right there. All right.
9ドルですね。9ドルはブレイクフック&ゴーで1つ目、2つ目やっていきたいですね。今度はなんか画面がこうブレてなんか困りますよね。本当よくわかんないアメリカのって感じですけど、本当困りますよね。結構やっぱアメリカって本当いい加減ですからね、こういうの。いい加減なのかわかんないですけど、なんかよくわかんないっていう感じで。
So, until it does that, there's nothing for us to do. Do they need to square this up? Absolutely. So if they bounce up here and then do this, you want to take the bounce off of here. Most traders will take it. But other than that, you don't want to trade that because it could still be just a square up to break this day chart. All right, so we've got to wait on that. All right, so there's really nothing to do on this unless we break out of down because you can see what are we in? Here's where your problem is. You're in a wedge. So you either got to break down here or you got to break up here. See? All right, so inside of
9ドルは今ウェッジの中にいるので、下か上両方どっちか抜けてくるまで待ちましょうねと。
wedge is dangerous trading. Break down here, you know where to go. Break up here, you know where to go. Aussie yen. Aussie yen, we've had a breakout to the downside. All right. However, if this stalls out right down in this area, right about where it's at right now, can everybody see what this is? We'd have a head and shoulders. All right. So that may possibly be a head and shoulders. So we got to, in order to trade this, we got to negate the head and shoulders, which is to take this bottom out. So if we take that bottom out, this is going to go down here. There's a double bottom down here. All right. So if we take if we negate the head and shoulders and we break through this bottom right here, all right, there's the trade right there. Everybody see it? Right there. All right. We right now have up targets on here. All right. So
OG 円ですね。OG 円は下抜けてきたらこのスペース取りたいねっていう感じです。
You know, we're not sure yet because we're not out far enough. They pulled all the way out of here and came all the way back up into the trend. So we don't have the ability to change this trend yet. All right, we got another downtrend on here. We're ready to go in case it happens, but we're not sure. It's a maybe right now. So what do we got to have it do? Prove it. All right. Euro pound, we're in the trade. It's still Friday. All right. So your stop is down below here.
ユーロポンドですね。これもブレイクしてったら上まで行きたいね。で、昨日も言ってましたよねっていうことを言ってて、ここまですごい時間かかりそうですよねっていうことを言ってます。
You can see there's your last support, 5 to 7 pips below here on an odd number. You have to be at 27, right? No, 3, at 33. All right. So this is your risk. There's your reward. Can you make that trade? Can you stay in that trade? Absolutely, we can stay in this trade. Right? So 240. All right, we're out of the downtrend here. All right. So we've broken out fairly decisively, and we're going up to the day chart top. This is our target. It's the day chart top right up here. Right. This is why we trade the 240. Inside a day chart, we can trade the 240 down. We can trade the 240 up. We can trade the 240 down. We can trade the 240 up. What does the structure of the market tell us? We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you do now? An A, B, C up to the top. And what's it? It's right there. It's always there for you. You've got to do the work, and you've got to understand what you're looking for. All right, that's what you got to do. Euro Aussie, we're waiting for the breakout to the north. All right, until the double bottom down here. All right, so if we negate the head and shoulders, and you've got to understand what you're looking for. All right, that's what you got to do. Euro Aussie, we're waiting for the breakout to the north. All right, until it proves it, we're still a buyer. We break above this line and above the 28.
ユーロ王子です。ちょっとなんか今また変わったんですけど、いやー難しいですよね。これどうやって綺麗に皆さんに見てもらうのかいいのかわかんないです。今サポートとちょっとやり取りしてましたけど、結局こんな大きな画面でやってやれっていうことですね。ちょっと意図が伝わらないんですけど、大きすぎるとこうやって動かさなくちゃいけないんですよね。ちょっと見にくくないですかね。チャート大丈夫ですかね。で今ちょっとこのほらユーロ王子とか見れないですしね。でユーロ王子なんですけど、それを見ていっています。
887. Above 2887, we can take a trade because they've already taken the 29 out, and we're looking for that target right there. All right. There's about 100 pips up there. So we want to take that trade and move this up to there. Euro CAD. Euro CAD, we're looking for it to continue to the downside. It may do this here. As you can see, this is a big opportunity down here up to there. Euro CAD. Euro CAD, we're looking for it to continue to the downside. It may do this here. As you can see, this is a big opportunity down here if it does. All the way down to the day chart at the bottom. We're going to stop at 270. We're going to
ユーロカナダですね。この下抜けてきたらトレードしたいという感じですけども、すでに僕このセッションリキャップ今1時間取ってます。さすがにこれは毎日できないです。1時間トレードもできてないですし、この見てないこのセッションリキャップやってると。で、まあちょっと他のパソコンとかでもやってみますけど、まあなんとか解決したいですよね、本当に。こんな毎日1時間とか絶対無理です、僕には。僕にはっていうか、やっぱこんな10分のものを1時間とか絶対無駄ですよね。もっと絶対何かいい方法があるんで、なんとかやりますけど、まあちょっと今日のセッションリキャップ、次切れたらもう終わります。おしまいにします。あと残り何通貨ですか。あとこんだけですから、まあ切れたらおしまいにしますけども、ちょっと見ていきましょう。
Stop at 618, moving our stop at 1270, moving our stop at this TSR at 3050. That's a bounce point. They could then, if they do that trade, would they not more than likely break, and go again? Alright, so you got to be aware of that. So you're going to move yourself tight when you get to this TSR, and if it bounces up, and you're going to take it to trade again. If not, and it breaks through, you're in the trade, you double your position. Alright, you can double your position on break with 618 also, right there. Big wide open spaces. Only trade in the wide open spaces. That's where you trade. I do that recording so that it reminds you. Every time you go, I'm going to trade, listen and see if you hear that song in your head. Is it a wide open space? Alright, dollar CAD. I mean the CAD yen, it's really, it looks like it may have topped out here, but you know, we got a 240 trend that's continuing and the day chart trend is up also. So, you know, it's having trouble here making a move, alright? So, but if we do get the bounce, we certainly want to take that trade right there. We are in the fifth wave, so I think it should take smart.
カナダ円ですね。カナダ円ブレイクしてきたら上のターゲットまで買っていきたいねと。
We are in the fifth wave, alright? So, we do have a square up that needs to take place here. So if it pulls down to here, well, that makes sense. There's a square up that needs to take place right down here. If it pulls down to here, then we look for the buy here, and we add that trade to our arsenal. Right now it's a pull, exactly right. So the pull tells us we're going to do that and that. So that's a very viable target. We're just waiting. We wait for the Asian session. Alright, New Zealand yen. Now, advanced traders, professional traders, are looking to position in. They may do trades all afternoon, right? Professional traders do trade for a living. But that's because they're very perched 100% of the time during the day. Okay? Alright, so we've had a pretty strong pullback here on this New Zealand right here. You can all see that the New Zealand is trading in a box. Trading in a big box. So we'll wait and see what they do when they get down to here. Okay, if they get down to here, we'll look for the bounce.
9円ですね。9円は今大きなボックスの中にいて、下に跳ね返ってきたら買っていきたいねっていう感じですと。
Until that happens, don't bother with this at all. Alright, wait till we get down here and we'll look for the buy down here. Down in this area right in here. Alright. Down in New Zealand. Down in New Zealand, take it up here. We topped out up here, as you can see. Let's take a look at the structure and what we got here. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We now have an A, B, and then we have C. So we should probably come down into this area before we get the bounce back up to the upside. So I'd be leery of making any trade to the upside at this point with this top in place. They hit it twice. That's the second time they hit it. They were not successful in breaking it. So, you know, if it does bounce and go, we have about 100 pips in here. All right, so there's a possibility to trade this thing a little later today. All right, but the more likely thing is that we will come down to here before we get the bounce, and then we get this trade again, and then this trade here, and then maybe this one right here. So we call it caterpillar. All right, so you see the caterpillar. Caterpillars when we got 3 of them stacked on top of each other. Silver, doing nothing. Ooh, we are getting a bounce. That's interesting. Okay, we got a bounce. This one is no longer in play, alright, but this one is. Alright, so got a wedge. If you break, hook, and go, you can see the double top becomes very viable, and you want to double your position up here to get that. Alright. So there's a small trade here of about 45, 50 pips right here, but the big trade is right there. Alright, so those of you across the pond, that's a great trade if you can get that on. Pound Chief, up to the 240. Notice I go right to the 240. I don't mess around down those lower charts. You can't figure anything out on those lower charts. Structure of the market, what does it tell us? We got come on. We got a one, no, let's in front of it. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
ポンドフランですね。
Now, the problem with this is the 3 wave. The 3 wave has to be bigger than this, and it's not. See that? So, this is a little leery to trade. You're in a giant, deep, ascending wedge. Alright? So, the place to trade this is up here, nowhere else. Alright? Could you take a bounce on here? Maybe. Alright? Now, the divergence is you can see that the MACD is trending to the upside right now. Alright? So we still have convergence on this. I'd have to go check a 6 aces to do it. I don't want to do that right now. I have to have a 6 aces where I have apples to apples. But the opportunity is up there, and it may be the bounce point right now. Let's take this to the 60 and see what we see here. Right? So, they've already squared that one up, but that's a good place to bounce right there. If they bounce it here, they got to square this candle up now. All right, and they got to square and they got to square this candle up here. So you can see that target again is viable if we get this underway. Trade 1, trade 2, trade 3. All right. 6 is up. Thank you, Michael Anthony. So yeah, we've got convergence to the upside. We've got a set of twins right here. It says we might have put the bottom in. We're in an uptrend. We're looking for the buy. We've got a 3-part trade here. 1, 2, and 3. That is the top, as you can see. All right. So that's the opportunity right there, folks. Alright, and finally the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is corrected. Alright, in a rising wedge. Alright, a rising wedge typically will go to the 618, so we should have all.
はい。というわけで、切れちゃったんで、今日はこんな感じで、ちょっと、今週多分こんな感じなんですけど、ずっと、本当にちょっと考えなくちゃいけないですね。僕っていうかもう本当ちょっとスコットとジェレーに言ってギャザープレスとか多分意味わかんないんで本当メールしてるんですけど多分もう全然意味わかんないんでアメリカ人ってそうですよね。ちょっと返事来てますけどもうリサイズ用ウィンドウとかやってますみたいなねやってるしみたいなこと言ってるしもうわけわかんないですこの人たち本当アメリカ人って本当日本人の本当にもう本当嫌です朝からもうなんでまたちょっともしかしたらセッションリーキャップなくなるかもしれません僕やめるかもしれないですこんだけできないとなのでちょっといろいろスコットたちに言ってまたやりたいと思います、そんな感じでどうもありがとうございましたそれでは失礼します